Hello there, Goomies, Goofies, and Gooies. Today I was hoping to get a much more exciting video out involving something relevant that I made recently and a particular black and white animation. But turns out it's really hard and it's going to need a little more time. So today I'm just going to do a quick update about my mods because I actually did release an update. Also, I don't have much time, so I'm going to have to make this quick. So also imagine the look on my face when I recorded the whole thing and my computer messed up all of the audio. Now, if you know two things about my channel, then the second one very well may be that I am not the best at staying on top of things. So, possibly the biggest change is I've decided to just merge all of my mods together into one. And that's just how I'm going to do it going forward, as hopefully this means I actually keep things up to date. Anyways, as for the actual mods, there's only two of them that I've actually released so far. For the gay grass mod, there isn't a lot of updates. So this time I actually did my math correctly, so now it chooses all the different sizes correctly. I will admit that at this point it looks like there's almost too many small flags, but if you look at it a bit closer to the ground, it definitely feels pretty good, like very good distribution. Also, previously I said that I was not able to get it to depend on the world seed. A very awesome person informed me that the biomes use their own seed and we can just use that. So now it is world seed dependent, just indirectly. Also, there's a couple of new flags, like that one. I don't really know what pride flag that is, not very familiar with it. Originally I forgot to put in polyamory, so I put in both of them. Also, tomboy and femboy. For some reason there's a lot of tomboys in this world, though it raises the question, is there really such thing as too many tomboys? Other than that, there's not really anything else for the gay grass mod. Well, other than the part where it no longer crashes the game immediately. Yeah, that's a fun feature. Turns out Java does not automatically include dependencies. You have to actually tell it to include the dependencies. And also, as alluded to before, there was supposed to be one other feature, but I did not quite get around to it yet. Anyways, on to Redfile, the redstone profiler. There's been a lot of changes. First of all, the way that it's ran is a bit different. So now, first of all, you can actually set it to do the entire world all at once. It's been a bit more optimized, so it should be a little less intrusive, and I haven't actually tested this, but you should also be able to do multiple runs at the same time. But on to the obviously cool part, the heat map is completely different now. Previously, it used server-side entities, which was not very ideal, but now it's done completely client-side, and that opens up some options such as this ghosting effect, so you can see through them, but you'll notice that it's not quite as strong when you're looking through it. And this makes it easier to justify it just being a single square, because otherwise you wouldn't really be able to see things like, anything that's a full block, you wouldn't be able to see it. But even better, as long as you have mod menu installed, definitely recommend if you're going to use this. You can also change the different factors, including the X-ray factor, so like maybe you want it really strong, but still maybe slightly not present, I don't know. You can also go ahead and change all of the colors if you want, and to help with that, you can spawn in a map to preview all of the different amounts, so that's pretty fun. A little side detail, there's two commands. The one with a D is for client side. I don't actually know why I called it that, but yeah, so that's a thing. Yeah, so you can go ahead and change all of these colors. It goes from 1 picosecond all the way up to 1 whole second. If you can find that many colors to be able to fill all of that. Though one of the things I was most proud of for being able to do here is the colorblind support. I actually managed to get it in. Now, here's the funny thing. On the original video, there was a very nice person who gave some advice, even listed out a few names of colorblind friendly gradients. However, my silly brain read that as a palette of 4 individual colors. So I was stuck there scratching my head. How am I supposed to get this to fit into just a few colors when I'm struggling to do it in this many colors? But eventually I found a solution. I was really proud of this solution. Basically, instead of having a color for every power of 10, there's a color for every power of 1,000, and it goes through 3 different types of shapes to move from one to the next. So from 1 to 10, it's stripes that get bigger until they're 50-50. And then from 10 to 100, the stripes get bulgier, and that's where the artwork could definitely use some improvement. But until they become just straight up checkerboards. And then from 100 to 1,000, the squares on the checkerboard shrink until it's the new color. And I was really proud of myself for coming up with that. So you'll also notice that you can look over stuff and it gives you this range. You can make selections and, okay, so I forgot to put it in this build, but if you go ahead and download it, it will be there. These inner lines will disappear so that you can tell the difference between this and this. But either way, as you can see, it gives you a sum of all the boxes you've selected. You'll also notice that it puts it in a range, which I was actually kind of hesitant to do because you see there's kind of two different parts to the inaccuracy here. There's both the how accurately are you measuring it, but also how accurately does the measurement reflect the general case, and this range only accounts for that first part. To account for the second part as well, it would have to do several runs in a row, which honestly would be a pretty nice feature, but I don't feel like doing it right now. Also, yeah, whenever you select something, all of the other runs disappear, but you can also use commands to select stuff. Anyways, yeah, so you can use commands to select stuff. It's still not great, but it's definitely an improvement. As a quick little detail, so you can do all these different set operations, and if you don't put anything in there, it just does everything. So if you do diff, that's basically just clear. You can also manage the individual runs, so like you can hide and show them. You do it by number. It's not ideal, but yeah. Another somewhat requested feature that did manage to make it into here is you can limit it to layers, so that's pretty cool. Also, if you use selections, it actually behaves properly, and I'm really proud of that. And you'll notice that the sum does update to only be the ones for that layer, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I think that's it for today. Like I said, I'm pretty short on time today, gotta make this quick. So hopefully get this out and everything. Might probably missed something important, I don't know. But anyways, one thing I'm definitely not gonna forget to say is that trans rights are human rights, obviously.